Yo, my name is Grenton, and I've been seeing a lot of videos float around on whether or not the early access packs are worth it or not. I haven't really vibed with any of those videos, so I decided to kind of just make my own. Apparently, since I'm a content creator, people kind of care what we think. I don't know, it's a weird concept, but here we are. There's 3 types of early access packs that you can buy, but before we kind of dive into them and what they get and what their value is, you kind of need to understand what early access even means. It's something you need to purchase, obviously, with your money, but it is a free-to-play game. So Throne and Liberty inherently, when it comes out on the 1st of October, there will be no cost. You can just download it from Steam and you can hop in and play. However, if you want to play earlier, on the 26th of September, that is when the early access will start, 5 days prior to October 1st, you need to purchase one of these packs. How the servers are going to work, from what we understand, is you're going to have the early access servers and you're going to have the live servers, or the free-to-play servers, if you want to call them that. And early access players will not be able to make characters on the live servers until October 1st. However, if you're a free-to-play player and you don't want to buy early access, but all your friends are buying early access, then you still can make a character on the early access servers come October 1st. You'll just be starting behind. So there's 3 types of packs that you can get for early access. There's a standard, the deluxe, the ultimate. They all come with the 5-day early access. So if all you care about is the early access and you don't really care about anything else, all you need is the standard. I live in Canada, so the pricing I'm going to be using for this video is in Canadian dollars. You could do currency conversion for wherever you live in the world and kind of see if it's worth it for you there. If you look at the prices of these packs, they're not cheap. So back when Lost Ark launched, I believe it was like $20 or $30 Canadian for the lowest pack. In this case, it's $54 Canadian, and they go all the way up to $136 Canadian, which if you convert it to US, it's 40 US for the standard, 70 US for the deluxe, and 100 US for the ultimate. Thank you, conversion rates. Now, more importantly, what do you get in these packs? Why would someone decide to spend $100 or $140 Canadian almost instead of $50, right? So let's get into it. Like I mentioned, they all have the 5-day early access. This just means instead of starting on the 1st, you can start on the 26th. A lot of guilds, when they're recruiting, they'll tell you, hey, we're going to be an early access guild, or we're not going to be an early access guild. So when you're looking for a guild to join, make sure you're joining one that's appropriate for how you want to play the game. Now, in Throne and Liberty, there's no such thing as mounts. They're called morphs. Your character will physically transform into a lion, a swan, an otter, a dragon, whatever the case may be. There are 3 types of morphs. As you'll be able to see here, there is a ground morph, a air morph, and a aquatic morph, if you want to call it. These morphs have levels. And as you can see here, the levels are increased by growth points. And how you earn growth points is very simple. Your morphs, as you unlock more morphs, you get more growth points. So this one is worth 15. This one, which you get just purely from the quests when you're playing the game, is worth 15. Some are worth 10. Cash shop morphs, so Pom Pom here is one that I purchased with real money, is only worth 3. But it is worth some sort of experience for your morphs. So if something min-maxing your morph levels, and if you want to try to get as far ahead as possible, this pack, or all these packs technically, will help you in some sort of way. So you are going to start with the Shadow Lion morph, which in my opinion is one of the coolest looking morphs in the game. Out of all the morphs we have on Korea, I think there's one that I like equal or more, and it's like the Undead Horse. But that's from the mileage shop, which means you have to like swipe for Lucent and then get the currency to then buy that morph. This one you just get from the beginner pack of the early access. You have the Radiant Swan morph. This is the air morph in the pink bundle. So there's like 2 different skin styles. You have the purple and the pink. This is kind of the pink morph from that bundle. And you'll get the otter morph, which is the aquatic form, again, from the pink bundle, which will also be, one, as I mentioned, worth 3 growth points. And you'll get the cute little Amitoi here. Amitois in this game are pets. And what an Amitoi does, as you can see, I have one right here. He's just kind of chilling, he's a little shark guy. So there's Amitoi Expedition, which is kind of like you send your Amitois out on missions and they come back and they give you materials. Amitoi Expedition, you can only send, depending what level of mission you're doing, between 3 and I believe 6 Amitois out at once. So once you've kind of accumulated 7 Amitois, you can have your Amitoi out and still kind of farm the Amitoi Expedition as much as you want. More importantly, however, the amount of Amitois that you have unlocked give you bonuses. And I haven't seen any early access video talk about this. Now, the bonuses aren't massive, but they're bonuses nonetheless. All these Amitois you see here are Amitois you can earn without paying. This Amitoi here is something that I just purchased for 350 Lucent, which is the premium currency in the game, to test if it counts towards your lithograph book. So your lithograph book, as you see here, you'll get experience points, or experience percentages, excuse me, and different bonuses based on the amount of Amitois you have unlocked. You can only have one out at once to pick up your loot for you. But as you can see here, if I have 2 Amitois, I get 0.5% experience, 0.5% Solent. Once I have 4 Amitois, it becomes 1% for each, etc., and the bonuses go on. So currently, this is an account I made purely for Hyper Boost. So this account's about a month and a half old. I haven't really focused on farming Amitois, and I've collected 12. So I'm currently getting 2.6% increased experience, 2% increased Solent, which is your silver. So I just generate more Solent than a player who doesn't have this many Amitois. And then 1.6% Abyssal Contract Token efficiency. So those are the open world dungeons. When you kill mobs there and they drop loot, it'll use the Abyssal Contract Tokens to then have that loot drop. So the more efficient or the higher efficiency you have, the less tokens it requires, which means you can farm longer. So it's a very small amount of pay to win, but I've heard a lot of people say, oh, Amitois don't give you any bonuses. Morphs don't give you any bonuses, but they do. So unless Amazon/NCSoft are just going to hard code these to not count for Amitoi collection status or give 0 growth points, there is a dollar amount of value that can be associated to it. So that's pretty much all you get for the standard pack. Again, the big selling point here is 5 days early access, which for $50 Canadian is pretty much like you're paying $10 a day to play the game early, but you get all these bonuses for free, which is 3 growth points to your land morph, 3 growth points to your aerial morph, and 3 growth points to your aquatic morph, as well as 1 additional Amitoi that you'll be starting the game with. The deluxe version has a bit of different stuff here. It has everything that you have in the Explorer title. Sorry for my role players out there. So the deluxe is kind of where you start getting the skins and some Lucent. So you get the Shadow Knight outfit, which in my opinion is probably one of the nicest looking skins in the game. And it's like the only male skin that I think looks good. So if you're gonna be playing a male character and you like kind of this edgy Death Knight-esque sort of vibe, that could be up your alley. You get the pink morph. So now you have 6 total growth points to your ground morph, which this, if you look at it, it's kind of almost like a reskin of this morph here, just with like a horn, but the armor kind of looks very similar and stuff like that. So if that's your bag, then you can go for it. Shadow Mischief Amitoi, which is one of my favorite looking Amitois in the game. It's a little Death Knight dude. Now, when you buy this pack, you've now unlocked 2 Amitois. 2 Amitois will give you, like we mentioned earlier, 0.5% extra Solent and experience. There is also a free offer for everyone, not just people who are buying early access, that you can link your Amazon Games ID to whatever platform you're going to be playing on, Steam, PS5, or Xbox, and they'll give you 2 other free Amitois when the game is launched. So technically, you can start with 4, which means you'll be gaining 1% extra experience in Solent than people who didn't do those things. So a little bit of an advantage there. You get the Adventurous Pioneer title, and you get about 500 Lucent. Currently in the game, 500 Lucent is equivalent to about $12 to $15 Canadian. The 360 Lucent pack is $10 Canadian, and the 1,000 or 1,100 with the bonus, $30 Canadian. So if you split the difference, it's about $15 for the Lucent. So this is a little bit of Lucent. I think the Lucent here, while it has value, it's not really that important because if you just buy the Lucent separately, it's cheaper anyways. It's just something a little extra they're giving you. And when it comes to the Ultimate Edition, this is the one that literally has everything. The way I view it is if you're buying one of these packs, you should probably buy the standard or the ultimate. I feel like the deluxe is a really awkward stepping stone. The difference that you get there is you get 1,000 Lucent instead. Like I said, 1,000 Lucent is about $29, $30 Canadian. You'll get the pink skin, which in the game, I can't show you now because there's apparently maintenance, but in the game, there's accessories that you can take off skins. These shoulder plumes and even maybe this cloak might be an accessory you can remove. So if this skin looks at all interesting to you, you might want to go for the ultimate. You get, in my opinion, one of the coolest flying morphs in the game, the shadow dragon kind of thing. And you also get the shark morph, which is again an aquatic form. So these kind of morphs and Amitois, once you get the deluxe version, you get all the Amitois that are possible for the early access packs. And once you get the ultimate, you now get all the morphs that are possible. So if you actually look at the pack itself, right, you have 6 morphs, 2 Amitois, and 2 skins. It's not 4 skins, it's just 2 skins on both the male and the female model. So this means you get 6 growth points for both your ground, aquatic, and aerial forms. And you get 0.5% extra Solent and experience just for logging into the game with early access. So is it worth it? I hate that question because I don't know how much money you guys make or how much money you guys have. for me as a content creator, it's a no-brainer. Why would I start the game 5 days late when I can start streaming 5 days early? If you're in a guild who's doing early access, of course it's worth it because you want to play with your guild. Now, if you're looking at it as an individual who just hasn't decided yet and you're on the fence, you have to ask yourself, are these little benefits that Grenton mentioned worth it in any way for me? Because otherwise, like I said, the standard edition is about $50 Canadian, and that gets you the 5-day early access. If you don't care about all these other bonuses or the skins, or it doesn't look good for you, but you do want to play early access, just pick up the standard. If you care about kind of like very small min-maxing and maybe getting like a cool emote, take the throne emote, or cool titles, then just get the ultimate. I do find the deluxe is a awkward stepping stone, but again, I'm not you. I just wanted to give good information on what these morphs and Amitois actually do in the game, because I feel like a lot of other people who are covering this topic don't really go into it. They just say, oh yeah, you get some pets, you get some morphs, but there is almost like a dollar amount that you can attribute to it, purely because if I can level faster than someone else, I do think that's a little bit pay to win. And yeah, it's 1% experience, but you know, sometimes it's going to take you 3, 4, 500,000 experience to level up. So that 1% does kind of add up in terms of mobs you need to kill, quests you need to complete, and stuff like that. Anyways, my name is Grenton. If you have some thoughts regarding the early access packs, leave them in the comments below. Blah, blah, blah. Don't forget to like and subscribe, whatever YouTube stuff. But I do stream every single day on Twitch. I've taken 0 days off in the last 51 days. So if you want to catch me on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/notgrenton. And yeah, I already purchased the ultimate pack. Full disclosure, I'm going to be playing early access. My guild's going to be playing early access. If you're someone who's going to main this game and you spend $100 US or $134 Canadian or whatever the case may be, I definitely think you'll get your money's worth out of that pack. But if you don't care about starting 5 days early, save your money, play with your friends on the non-early access servers, and just use that $100 to buy Lucent if you want, and enjoy. Homie kiss. Mwah.